Well, I guess the star of the week emerged Sunday afternoon at the Meadowlands. Tactical Mounds finally got that big mark, and that, although the purse wasn't huge, still a big deal to win the Continental Victory. Still a big deal to win a major race, a 12-horse field at the Meadowlands on Hambo Day. That's a big deal. So congratulations to all my partners in Tactical Mounds. Man, she looked good. Scotty and Megan have done a great job. They always do, and you know, I was obviously cheering for James all day and cheering for Scotty too. And I was sitting beside somebody and they were talking about how the same people dominate. And I said, well, yes and no. You know, we won the Continental Victory, and who knows? She would have been competitive in the Hambo Oaks had we had her paid into it. We couldn't. We just didn't. And I don't think we would have been, well, I guess we were 21. I was going to say we weren't going to be confident. We weren't confident at the 10-hole Continental Victory either. So, you never know, right? Now, obviously, the Tactor crew won the Hambletonian, and the Hambletonian Oaks was won by Melander. So, in that regard, you're correct. But if you do look, Yannick didn't have a great day. One of the best drivers in the game, right? Timmy had a great day, but Yannick didn't. Right? Ron Burke had a pretty good day, but didn't win the Hambo. Aki Svanstedt has been dominant in horse racing for probably going on the better part of a decade, right? Definitely the last few years. And I didn't watch all the races because I was racing, but I didn't see him show up all that much, to be truthful. That's how it happens, right? This is why we love the game of horse racing. You never know. You never know. Anybody can jump up at any time. Yes, you can win the Hambletonian from post 10. Yes, you can win twice from the 10-hole on Hambletonian Day. Scott Zeron did that. I said that in another video. I'm not Hollywood Hayden, but I would bet you very good money. No one in the history of horse racing has ever won the Hambletonian from post 10 and another race on that card from post 10, let alone a stake race. I would bet good money. So you just never know. We've had a tremendous start to the year. We've had our side steps also, our stumbles, right? It looked like we were going to have a fantastic year with Punch the Clock, and we had to shut her down, which is fine. That's okay. I'd be remiss if I didn't go to bed, tell you that I go to bed at night thinking about her being there next year. Time is on my side. He hasn't come forward yet. There's no reason he can't. I had a great conversation with Harry the other day. Harry's always grounded, right? And there's no reason there would be, and this is why I loved the statement even more, is that he told me, I don't want to say how fast he said he'd go as a 2-year-old. I don't want to do that, to put him on the spot. But he said he thought he'd take a very good mark as a 2-year-old. He said he thinks he's coming, and he thinks he'll get there. He said, Harry, there's no rush. Everything's at the end of the year. And if there's one thing that I think that we've all learned at the stable is, it's not a sprint, right? When we bought a horse like looks like money. Race good today. Bad flow, aged horses. Horse race great, and is going to be a great horse for us. He's a 4-year-old, right? I've learned so much over the last 7 years just racing these horses and seeing different avenues that I didn't even know existed. It's just such an eye-opening experience, and I can only imagine what it's like for the very newest people getting in the game, trying to wrap your head around all the stuff that I talk about, let alone all the stuff that you see going on around you. Now I want to look back at the week. I've done this because I see the calendar. Now, there is a preface to this. Don't say, Anthony, you forgot. It's not on the calendar. Like Yo Mister wasn't on the calendar yesterday, so I got scolded because I did not mention Yo Mister. Told you. I'm like Ron Burgundy. If it's not in front of me, I won't read it. If it is in front of me, I'll read it just like that. So looking back, it looks like in Indiana, Mel Gibbswan, we got a nice horse in Mel Gibbswan. Mounts for All has to come forward, but there's no reason that he shouldn't. He raced great last week. We went to Sunday. Lonely Lakewood made a break. We put the hobbles on him. I'm going to drive him Monday afternoon with hobbles on for the first time. Eric said both him and Pickpocket trained well with hobbles in the back of this car. 2 sets of hobbles. 1 for Pickpocket and 1 for Lonely Lakewood. Tactical Mounds was a winner last week, and a winner right back, in case you guys aren't doing the math. Tactical Mounds won by open lengths at 53, I believe, last Sunday. 6 days later, she bounced back in the Meadowlands in the heat, 52-1. Great job. Winners win. On Monday, Affection was flat, but we found out that she had bled. She is on the Lasix program and now is back in Tim's care in Pennsylvania. We have Thursday stake races coming up for the fillies. What else do we have going on? I thought Dreamer raced good. Alice Hanover raced good. Born to Dance second. He raced good. Prince Charmer took a lifetime. No, we had another 2-year-old trotter take a lifetime mark, sub 2 minutes, 59-3. I guess sub 2 minutes isn't a big deal anymore. It was not that long ago, but Born to Dance was a winner in 59 and looked good. Sweeney looked really good, finishing third. Also, What a Mission second, 55, 56. I thought he looked very good. Stay close. I told you guys, you talk about these new avenues, moving horses around just to shake them up a little bit, wake them up a little bit. Stay Close went from a dormant 55 at Mohawk to a running off first over winner in 54 flat. That's what we're able to do to stable, move horses around. And that very night we watched Purple People Eater, Sedona, Venice, all a little bit flat in their different ways. Sedona made a break. I still don't know what happened there, but she's back in the Buckeye. It's an important week for her and Purple People Eater. I'd like to see them both win. And Brace for Landing, taking his 3-year-old Mark, 54-3 on Thursday. I thought he looked adequate, and I think there's lots of room to improve with Brace for Landing. James thought he was pretty good also. And then we had a huge day on Friday. Huge day for the stable. As far as busyness, Crantini, I told everybody, I think I got Crantini beat. Nevertheless, he raced good. I was very pleased with the way he raced. No concerns from me toward Crantini. The loss was on me, not on him. We castrated Irresistible Sun. Medically speaking, it was something we had to do. Sweetest horse in the world. One of his testicles was bigger, and the vet thought that maybe it was getting twisted. So Dr. Latesta actually castrated him right after the race the next day, which was today. Said everything went well. Sad because you don't have to. We didn't have to castrate him, but as I said, medically speaking, we did. And he said that it was very good that we did because it could have caused a problem. We chose to castrate him in a time frame that made sense for his racing calendar and for us, rather than waiting and hoping something didn't go bad throughout the season. So I thought he raced adequate in 4th, and I think the sky's the limit for this colt. He's got a bright future, and I like him a lot. Warwick Erie, speaking of bright futures, I told you guys, I appreciate the patience. Another learning experience for us. We hoped he'd be good at 2. We didn't race him. Brought him back at 3. Still was a big, clunky, gangly trotter. Just let him look like a horse first. Mario's done right by the horse. Emily's done a great job taking care of him, and he looked good the other night. Memory and Imagination, I think, has a super, super bright future. I love this horse. I love everything about him. And I was talking to Scotty about him. He says, "Whoa, I got to stop you. Next week at Poconos, you're going to have to be up because I'm in Kentucky. So I'm actually going to have to drive those colts. I'll go to Kentucky next week and drive them. Next Sunday evening, I guess, is when they race. I thought Austral, as I said, raced well again. Vaquero Blue Chip shook right out of his shell. That is as fast as he could go the other day. I can honestly report happily that Vaquero Blue Chip raced as good as he physically could the other day, right to the well. And I was so proud of the effort he put in. He raced fantastic. I think he set them a big end of the season. Blanton's Blue looked good. Mark drove him great, and he looked great. I'll tell you who didn't look great is the horse that I just put on gate, and that is Victory Blue Chip. He'll be closing. Any of you out there watching these videos looking for a decent 2-year-old, because he is a decent 2-year-old. He's already got a Stallion Series win. He's second in the Arden. Made a break yesterday, but I just think he's a big, goofy colt. He's not as good as Vaquero. Not even close. Not nearly as good as Activation. At all. So really, I'm selling our third best stallion series colt on Monday. But could be a really nice horse for the end of the year and could be a really good 3-year-old for somebody. I just don't like him in comparison to the other two, so we put him up for sale. Absolute Euphoria looked amazing. Again, she raced back at the start of the week and then raced again yesterday, closing in 51 flat, I think, and looked very, very good doing it. Activation continues. As I said the other day, I'd be curious if there was another 2-year-old who has 5 wins this year. I doubt there is. Yeah, I'm sure there is somewhere. Yeah, there's got to be an Ohio Fair. Someone's got 14 wins or something. I don't know. But Activation would be on the list. 5 wins and 6 starts, and he looked very good yesterday, winning again. Swinging Senorita finished third. A lot of questions. What happened at Northfield Park? Why'd she make that break? What's going on with her? How are we going to mitigate that? Didn't have to. Just put her right on the track, and she answered all the questions for us. Third to 2 horses that are better than her. She looked fantastic. I was super happy with the way she raced. Today, we raced Tactical Mounds. The Meadowlands was a winner. I had some drives at the Meadows and a couple of winners myself. And then tonight we got Merchant Man. I guess I shouldn't jump over. Although it looks like Money was 6th. The horse raced very good. Raced very, very good. No free lunch racing tonight at Mohawk. It looks like he's rounding into form, so good luck to everybody there. Think of Galaxies and Major Megan racing also. Kentucky tomorrow, we have Arson. I'm here tomorrow night for Patrick the Piranha and J.K. Mickey Mantle. Bruno's racing tomorrow, and so is Perlucky in Minnesota. Just a ton of stuff going on. Monday, again, we got Fish, Cutie Cumber, Winter Bells is racing, White Tiger, Oakwood Cowboy. Just a lot of horses racing really, really well. When I look through this list, just a ton of horses racing well in different jurisdictions. We had a lot of luck with Pickpocket. A little flat his first start. See if we can correct that on Monday. A lot of luck with him so far this year in Kentucky. Militant was second. Arson has already won 2 races in Kentucky. Indiana, we're poised at some point to have a victory with. Mel Gibson, he's had a great season, 2 seconds and a third in 3 lifetime starts, coming in hot, looking good. Ohio, Gypsy Hills won a Sire Stake. Irresistible Sun's done well. Him and Gypsy Hill done well in the Sire Stakes and the Buckeye. The fillies have done very well also. Sedona Hill, Purple People Eater, both winners in the Buckeye, both second in Sire Stakes action already this year. New York, Blanton's Blue, has been second once or twice, but has raced well. Really Don't Care has been third. Haven't had anybody yet in New Jersey. Except for Tactical Mounds, who's done very, very well. Pennsylvania, the fillies have been tremendous. I think Insider Trading is just a special filly, a really, really nice filly. I think we're having a lot of fun with her. All the fillies have raced pretty well in Pennsylvania. All the colts have raced pretty well also. A third in 55-1 with Memory and Imagination, first over. Incredible mile from him. Activation's gone 5 for 6. It's looked great. Carol looked good, as I said. Ontario's a little slower than we'd like to see them start this year. Bruno, Prospect. Winter Bells, Buckeye, or Grassroots, I guess. They're coming on, though. We've had a tremendous season so far. And I've been very, very proud of all the hard work everybody's put in. Very happy. I know that this is the time of year where I just go to bed just screwed down so tight. You know, a mouse could fart out in the street and I would wake up. I'm just wound tight as we start to get into, the latter part of the summer. I start to chill out. You know, horses are sent out other places. You start to focus quietly on the babies. You know what? And I was so happy and so proud of the people that messaged me back, emailed me back. I just made a quick reference the other day to doing a little more work on sale day. I didn't want to burden everybody because we didn't need a ton of harness this year. We needed some, so I went and got it. But every year I usually send out, it's a couple of dollars here and there to buy some harness for stable horses for the summer. But we were in pretty good shape this year. We will need harness next year. So I said, why wouldn't we just, if we bought 30 or 40 harnesses and just said, hey, we're just going to charge one harness per baby, I don't have to worry about getting a harness in June of next year. I think one of the trainers does that, maybe Irv. I'm not sure. It's easier for me, right? Especially if we go hunting for value and then we can find, as somebody said, I don't want to insure the horses, it's a waste of money. I would have agreed a year ago, but geez, it might have been handy this year. We did use it once. We unfortunately had lost a horse inside of 60 days from Lexington. So that policy came in handy. We lost another horse outside of another policy and didn't have one at all for the Ohio Colt. So I am toying with the idea of at least saying, I don't know if we should insure horses here and there and everywhere. I don't know. But I think we should maybe insure the babies for a year. Training down the rigors of it. And you and I both know we may never use it. In fact, we probably won't again. But it is a little bit of a peace of mind. I guess if it's all about value, how much it costs us. I think it's 2%. I think, is that for the year? I think so. I don't know. I'll have to look into it a little bit more. And then if we could get some of the staking out of the way and say, okay, we know we're going to stake these horses all regionally speaking. Front load some of this stuff might make it easier on me, and it definitely make it easier on you guys come January, February, March, and April. You get through Christmas into January, start February, here's your stake bill. That sucks. You should just stake them all on sale day anyway. I don't know why they don't. Anyway, I was so happy with the feedback that I got from everybody. Really, really appreciate that. It allows me to steer. Every year we learn a little bit more, right? What works, what doesn't work. We're constantly trying to find the right mix of staking. Right? Constantly trying to do that. Constantly trying to find the right, way to ensure that our stable moves properly. And I deeply appreciate all the help from everybody, all the feedback, all the kind words. A day doesn't go by where a horse doesn't do good, and one of the partners on the horse will message me and say, make sure you pass along thanks to Megan or to Eric or to Jason or to Mario or to Harry or Dominic. All our trainers work so hard, and I do give them the messages and I do let them know. And it doesn't go unappreciated, I can tell you that right now. So here we are in the midst of another great season here at the stable. The horses appear for the most part to be firing on all cylinders. We've rested some of our better horses, so we should have some real heavy hitters ready for the fall also. I forgot, I bought a horse today. I don't have all the ins and outs. Cupid Express, actually a Kentucky and Ontario bred with 3 pari-mutuel wins lifetime. I got the feeling I will have another video about Cupid Express, probably a dumb time to post this video. By the time you see this, she'll likely be sold out and on her way to wherever we're going to send her. If she is eligible to the Ontario Sire Stakes, probably racing her in a grassroots to allow her to be eligible. The horses that raced in the grassroots classes all fall at Mohawk would be helpful if we think she's good enough. Or if she's not paid into them, we can race her in the condition claimer at Northfield, or we can race her in the Numbers of 4 at the Meadows. There's a number of very useful destinations for this filly. As I said, I'll have more information. I'll do a video about her in a minute. So, as I said, in the middle of a pretty productive season thus far, really happy with what I've seen. Ohio, Pennsylvania, Kentucky, even New York, Indiana. I'd like to see a little bit more out of Ontario, but we have a lot of horses there that I think are going to be pretty productive at 3. If they weren't at 2, then they weren't at 2. We'll see how Halley in the Clouds, right, does. Seasons of Love does at 3. I think these are really nice animals that are going to do us some good down the road. So with that, I'm going to let you guys go. I'm going to continue on my way. I'm about 15 minutes now out of Northfield Park. I got a horses to race tonight. If I feel a little sharp, we happen to get a win with Major Megan, and I feel a little sharp, I might head right back to Ontario. But we'll see how that plays out one way or another. Sunday, for the most part, I'll be in Ontario hanging out with Ollie at his birthday party, and then I will be back Sunday night to race Patrick de Piranha. Excited to do that. Happy to finally sit behind Patrick. It's been a long time, not since the qualifier, except for our galloping sessions. Monday, Kentucky, Monday night Wallop, then I'm home until Wednesday evening. A lot going on. I know it's a hectic schedule, but you know what? It's all worth it. It's all worth it. We could be sitting home watching other people win races, watching other people race at tracks we wanted to race at. And if it means that I have to go the extra mile through the months of July and August, and that's exactly what I'm going to do. So with that, I'm going to let you go. I hope you guys had a wonderful week. We have been on fire. We hope to keep it going. I know what goes up must come down, but hopefully we keep ascending for right now. Take care.